Hello everyone, welcome to Archery Tutorial 101. I'm JinKai and these are my group mates, Adeline, Nicole, and JieYong. Together, in this video, we will be introducing the sport of archery, and through the strategies that we have introduced, we hope that after watching this video, you guys can improve your archery skills as well. Let's go! Before we begin, let us first define some specific terms for this activity. For specific actions, we are to shoot an arrow as close to the bullseye as possible from 5 meters away. For specific setup, the target board will be set up 5 meters away from the shooter. It is placed at a height of 3 gymnasium blocks and directly next to the whiteboard. The score is taken based on where the arrow's rubber tip is on the board. The highest score is taken if the rubber tip lands on 2 boundary lines. In this example, the score is 9 instead of 8. Now, let's try and get a basic strike. Try and adopt this shooting position and also the techniques used. We will also be implementing the rules and introducing them to you along the way. Align your feet such that your toes are perpendicular to the target board and position your feet to be shoulder width apart. The arrow is slotted into the bow and rested on the knocking point of the bow. Three fingers are used to hold the string with the index finger above the arrow, while the middle and ring finger are below the arrow. Raise the bow and pull the string back. Next, draw the string towards your chin. Look at the target board and close one eye to aim. Let go of the string by relaxing your fingers. Do not jerk or move the bow after you have released the arrow. Stay in the same position while the arrow is being released. I want to convince you guys that our video will prove effective. To do this, we filmed a pre-test video to assess how well we could shoot before we practice with the strategies that were imparted to us.
These are our pre-test results. Now, let us move on to our strategies. Practice variability is an intra-skill practice and can be defined as the variety of movement and context characteristics that learners experience while practicing a specific skill. We applied the principle of practice variability by practicing to release the arrow from various distance away from the target board. In this situation, it is 2 arrows forward and 2 arrows behind the 5 meters mark. Practice variability allows the learner to experience different shooting range, strength and angle of release of the arrow. After all of us had tried this training method, we measured our improvement post-training through 4 rounds of 5 shots. As you can see from the results, all of us had improved our scores compared to the pre-test results. Effects of practice variability can be explained using dynamic systems approach and the schema theory. The dynamic system theory states that to perform a motor task, elements of the organism, environment and task have to interact to achieve a stable state. By varying the distance during practice, the environment has changed and there is instability. The organism has to self-organize itself to return the body back to its original stable state. Through perception-action coupling, the visual system perceives the change in distance and the musculoskeletal system will adjust to the different distance by changing the angle and release of the arrow. This will train our system to better adapt to changing environments, thus better coordination when performing the shooting skill. Our improvement in results using PV can also be explained by Smith's hypothesis and schema theory. There is already a generalized motor program for shooting an arrow. By changing the distance, the invariant features of the motor skills remains the same, but parameters are incorporated to the GMP to meet the demands of the change in distance through the motor response schema. These parameters are governed by a schema, which is a set of rules that serve to provide the basis for decision. As JieYong continues to practice shooting from the various distances, the relationship between the recall schema and the recognition schema was strengthened, thus resulting in better motor control and more accurate shots.
Contextual interference can be defined as the interference that results from practicing various skills within the same context of practice. For our task, we practice shooting the arrows in a crossbow manner, normal manner, and followed by using our non-dominant hand in repetitions of 5 each in the respective order. Contextual interference allows us to experience different shooting styles and the use of non-dominant hand to practice aiming at the target board. After all of us had tried this training method, we measure our improvement post-training through 4 rounds of 5 shots. As you can see from the results, all of us had improved our scores, except for JieYong. CI can be explained through the following hypothesis. Elaboration hypothesis, shooting with a crossbow, and by using a non-dominant hand, are both variations of the skill shooting. By practicing in blocks of those 3 different variations of shooting, we will tend to develop the capacity to retain the memory codes of the different skill variation in our working memory. Thus, CI will allow us to develop a more elaborated memory code of the motor skill, shooting. Another hypothesis is the action plan reconstruction hypothesis, which says that doing random practice action plans will be forgotten because of alternating trials following a random practice schedule. Thus, high amounts of CI will result in more effortful reconstructive processing, whereas the action plan in block practice will be remembered. As we alternate between the 3 different tasks, new motor codes, different from the previous one, will have to be formed for each task. In order to successfully refine the motor codes to improve the accuracy for each task, the brain has to work more effortfully to remember and reconstruct the action plans for subsequent tasks. This leads to better retention of the action plan, thus better motor control of the motor skill. As mentioned earlier, JieYong did not improve because this can be due to the fact that CI effectiveness depends on the individual proficiency of the skill as they refine and reconstruct action plans at a different rate. It will take more than one session for motor learning to occur and see an improvement in their shooting skills when employing a CI strategy. It was proven that all of the group members has improved as compared to the pre-test results. This shows that through the strategies adopted using PV and CI, motor learning has successfully occurred. We now have final motor control over our archery skills.
We hope that you have enjoyed this video. Through this video, I'm sure that your archery skills will have improved just like us. Want to see more? click here to like and click here for subscribe. See ya!